trifling and Etruscan, addicts of drugs not yet synthesized, black marketeers of World War III, excisers of telepathic sensitivity, osteopaths of spirit, investigators of infractions denounced by bland paranoid chess players.
Do you love freedom? Do you love being clean? Then you'll love Hero Soap Company, made in the USA. Chemical and fragrance free. A portion of each purchase donated to veteran and first responder charities. Initial subscription purchase is matched bar for bar and sent overseas to deploy troops. Let freedom clean. Hero Soap Company.
What is going on, everybody, my freaks, geeks, and free thinkers? This is Mike Romanelli with episode number 28. I am sitting at this lovely table with my main man, my co-host, Clint Esposito. Clint, what's going on, brother?
Not much. How are you, Michael?
I'm still alive.
I think you're better than that, I would hope.
No, I'm still alive. I'm still tired, man, from last weekend, but I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Yeah, last weekend was awesome. I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that was fun getting to see Sam work. I guess we'll finish the intros and then we'll get into that.
That's all
right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, no, today we are going to, just so the listeners know, today's going to be a little more free, relaxed, just us talking, catching up. We need it because it's been a while. So we're going to kind of just have an episode where we talk about what's been going on at the dojo, what's going on in the world. And, just trying to get the podcast back to some regularity because I know we took a little break and it's needed to come back, right? I mean, that's the way I think.
Yeah. So let's just talk about that. Last weekend we had Sam Tripoli here and Tito Sanchez.
Yeah, Tito Sanchez, Comedy Store regular.
Yeah, it was awesome. They were great. I got to watch Howie Dewey. I got to watch all 4 shows, so getting to watch people really work and change their sets up. And I'm pretty sure Sam, and I guess maybe I wasn't in there that much the first night, but the first night he did over an hour, and then the second night I heard totally different shit that I didn't hear the first night, and I was like, holy. So
the first time he came to the dojo, I noticed that he just did a double Saturday. And totally different shows.
Yeah.
Totally different shows.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not given the amount of time, but to me, like, for whatever years in, like, I'm like, holy
gotta blow your mind,
shit.
right?
Yeah, like, I'm like, I think I got 20 good minutes, maybe.
It's like, holy shit, this guy's 4 shows.
Yeah, exactly.
Over an hour each performance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta blow your. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch that much. I wish someday I'll be able to watch all the comedy. but I have to, gotta keep this place going and make sure everyone's fed and taken care of. But I did catch the late. I caught a lot of it, and you're right, man. Like definitely different shows every night. Saturday night, the late show, I watched almost the entire set, and yeah. It's just Sam Tripoli's on another level.
And I don't know, and I guess I don't want to compare to anybody, but like he's the way that he goes about, just his energy I'll even talk about. Like he's just kind of like, and the things he says, like seems like he really cares and wants to help people as well as be funny, because a lot of stuff that he says is kind of like introspective, which I really like. It's totally different, but he's like the new, I don't even want to bring up names, but new introspective guy, like, but just a totally different like way of going about it, but still really poignant and kind of makes you still at the same time making you laugh about super fucked up stuff.
Yes.
And then it says something else and you're like, huh.
Makes you think. Exactly. Really cool, man. Really, really fucking cool. And he's an assassin. Sam Tripoli, as far as comedy goes, assassin. You got to remember, back when the world was normal, he was at the Comedy Store every day. I think I'm pretty sure he was there every day. As much as whenever I talked to him, he was at the store and running shows, and so he's been there for a long time. I believe he's been at the Comedy Store for over 20 years.
Well, how long has he done comedy? 30 or something?
30,
like that?
He said, and I believe it's been 20 years that he's been a regular at the store. So, that look at how much I've seen it in a year. Is it a year that you've been here? A little more?
Yeah.
Maybe a little more.
Probably longer than
yeah,
that.
It's got to be
just
more.
Here.
It's got to be more than that. But I've watched you in this little place, the Dojo of Comedy. It's not even close to the Comedy Store, and I've watched you performing so much and being around other comics and how much you've changed so much. It's been really cool. I love watching the comics get better, especially the ones that are that perform here that are regulars, the Dojo of Comedy in Morristown. And it's like, it's my favorite thing. As much as I love to see the stars come, to watch my friends and the people I've seen bomb on open mic or just talk about premises by the dumpster when we're hanging out at the end of the night and all of a sudden turn into bits and really fine tune them. It makes me so proud of all the comics that come out of this place. It's cool, man. We're almost back. This weekend felt like we're back. And then in New Jersey, I stopped watching the news a while ago, but everyone was telling me today, I guess the big news is next week we're up to 50%. So, wow, we're getting our freedom back. But no, it's like, it's funny, man. It's like we're almost there. We're almost back to normal. And my attitude with this whole thing is like, we've done it for a year. And I still don't even know what to think about this virus because I'm not going to say it's total. Like some people, it's not totally fake. It's definitely something. There's this area in New Jersey, too many people have been affected by it. So I'm not going to say it's fake or whatever. But hey, bottom line is it's been a year. People have stayed home. The workers need to work. The comics need to tell jokes. The people need to laugh. Like the show must go on now, if you want to take the vaccine or not. Like they're taking their vaccines, they're doing everything. Like just let people make up their mind and go out. It's time now. It's really, because we did have a couple of people comment the first night about just like maybe too many people at the bar or something. I don't know. You can't control people coming out of a comedy club. At the end,
it was people that were already sitting there. And when everybody came out and surrounded them, they were like,
yeah. Which, think about the logic here, right? So they were at a bar table the whole night without their masks on. Now a bunch of people come from upstairs, and most had their masks on or whatever, but they walk past them and it freaks them out, and then they put their masks on and they have to get like, what are we doing here? It makes no sense. And they put their masks on, but they just had them off. Like what?
But so at this point, especially, right, I would say that the numbers have we're kind of close to herd immunity, dare I say?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that like something?
A lot of people, I don't know. I'm not a scientist, people.
How dare you?
But,
you're not?
But a lot of people at this point, most people that are getting it are just barely getting sick, right? I mean, unless you have a lot of issues already.
Yeah.
Or are really old, which is also an issue. So I don't know how everybody doesn't. Well, they're starting to. They're getting inundated with it less. So it's starting to normalize to them like the flu or something. But remember how when everybody go, the flu's bad this year, everybody go, ha, 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 which kills people and, grown-ups and kids.
That's what I've learned. That's what I learned from
so, but we'd always laugh at it. And now they're like, they really just rolled COVID out. It was new, and they really just
it's all the rage.
And it was really brand new. Everybody's waiting in line for COVID. And then, you know what I mean? It was like the new restaurant in town when there's lines outside. And now everybody's like, we already tried COVID. It's like, it's not that good, man.
Everyone's over it. I agree, man.
I think the cook changed or something because it's just not like it used to be.
The chef must not be in the night I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't get sneezed on hard enough because I just had the sniffles for half a day. But no, man, it's just time. Got to open it. Like we're going. I am definitely a little bit worried about the financial repercussions and
figure out what that is.
all the bull. all the bullshit. That's gonna happen, man. This shit's gonna come and bite us in the ass economically.
Oh, 100%.
Kids are definitely, as much as like, they're resilient, dude. Putting them in plastic boxes and shit.
Not even that. Like, imagine if you're a little kid and you know how you always look up to your parents to be strong and this and that, and how many parents were freaked the fuck out about COVID and washing their hands. We got to wear masks and we can't go out. Stay away from that person. How do you think that didn't affect the kid?
Fuck yeah, dude. That's really true.
The kid's totally unaffected. I
You
don't believe it.
You think your like parents are like superheroes, right? When you're a kid,
and they're freaking out.
And they're freaking
and this is
out.
what they're doing. This is what we do. We wash our hands 75 times a day. Fucking,
Yeah, I mean, I probably have said it on here before, but the one that freaks me out is like when because it's a lot of people our age and younger, like our age to the 21-year-olds. I'm obviously generalizing, but what I've seen is like the 20 to 45, in my opinion, are the ones that are freaking out the most. That freaked out the most.
I agree.
Right? Because even in the peak of this shit, when we were open as a restaurant, the older people are like, they don't care. The ones that like probably should, that I've noticed for the most part. But it seems like that age group, people that are really having kids and raising kids right now. You're right, man. And the one thing that I just still can't get over is what they're doing to kids with their grandparents. I've heard this story so many fucking times where the little kid, a 3 or 4-year-old, doesn't understand why they can't hug grandma. Or am I sick? Why?
Yeah,
what can I do to hurt grandma? And then the grandparents are freaking out because they can't. Dude,
and now the kid feels bad.
Yeah,
like again,
I'm a monster.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, man, there is some shit that we've done, and it's easy to play Monday morning quarterback. And I am the first to admit, in the beginning, I was scared. Right, I was scared, man. You know that. I remember I was sitting on the floor talking.
But I'm sure you weren't freaking out with your kids.
No, I kept telling him it was going to be fine or whatever.
Exactly.
Don't
this
worry.
is my point.
Yeah.
Is that's the parent's job, is it not? To some extent, to be like, hey.
Yeah. To lie to them how everything's okay.
Exactly. And that's the thing with teachers as well. They're supposed to be grown-ups too. And then these teachers are mostly throwing fits as well. So all the kids' role models, you know what I mean, are losing it over this.
That's true.
And
man.
the age group that you mentioned, I mean, another one, dare I say, all went to college.
Yeah, right.
And are indoctrinated more.
Yeah. Once again, yep.
That's probably the age group that they were really pushing college, right?
It does seem like a theme. And I really don't believe it's so much of a, now that the presidency is over and all that bullshit's out of the way, I don't think it's a right-left thing either. I'm really starting to think it's like we've talked about quite a few times. It's like an indoctrination thing. The guys and girls that are out there, the essential workers who get kicked to the curb as soon as everything reopens, but us essential workers,
but it's hilarious.
The non-college folk.
Exactly. Well, but it's how dare they be like, sorry, your job isn't worth it.
I mean, that's another whole thing too, right? Who's essential and who's not essential?
Yeah. I thought the last I heard, eating was essential, housing was essential. I thought that stuff was essential. Like, sounds like every job is essential, no?
Yeah. Well, it is, but it's also like the corporate people that are the super non-essential that are also scared to go back to their offices. And there's like this whole, I was reading this message board, and there's like this whole group of people that, their work is telling them, like lots of people apparently reading this stuff, that, it's time to come back to work, guys.
Right.
Like, you got to come back in. And people are like they're losing their minds. Now, I'm sure some of it's parody, but I don't think it is. Where people are just like freaking out that like they can't go back.
They can't go out. Yeah, dude. People,
it's gonna be interesting.
You already know my feeling on most people. What did I say in the beginning of this fucking thing? You're like, people are gonna fucking be resilient and this and that, and I was like, bullshit. I said most of them are gonna fucking crumble. I was like, people are not gonna be able to handle this shit. And they're not.
I'm such an optimist, but
fucking losing it, dude.
Yeah,
dude. Even grown, like, Oh, I can't wait until everybody has PTSD from COVID.
Oh yeah, dude. That's that's coming.
Bro.
But some of it's gonna be like these young
In the
kids.
70s,
the young kids is warranted. I
in
feel
the
like
70s,
The
you
little
had to
ones.
get shell shocked and see your buddy's legs blown off in front of you to get PTSD, and now you need to know somebody that got the cold or a flu,
Someone
a
that
bad flu.
Someone was quarantined for 2 weeks. Do you know what that did? To be locked in my room for 2. No, I'm just, but you know what, man? Not to totally shit on this generation, because a lot of my friends, and I'm sure you got quite a few, did go to Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah,
and
for sure. And
I
I bet they're not probably freaking out.
don't think they're freaking out about this stuff.
Exactly.
Any of the ones that are still around. But, you know, it's all coming to a head. I really do. I believe it's all coming to a head. I think this is what the fuck would I know with the younger kids, but what I've been told is that they're really into that they don't like they're
Anime.
they're Pokemon. No, they're really I've heard this multiple times, and it could just be once again wishful thinking, but I heard that the younger kids, I don't know what age group that would be, 10 to 15, whatever, like they're so anti cancel culture. I think it was TJ Francis that I was talking to about this, because he's younger.
Yeah.
You know, we have some younger guys that we hang out with.
Yeah, you got to rebel against the people older than you that you think are douches, you know?
Yeah, so that age group I was just talking about, the ones that are so freaked out, I guess that's like the true millennials, because you and I, we're like on a weird cusp of what we're not Generation X.
Are we not?
I don't think so.
I think we are.
No, I don't think so, man.
I think we're right at the tail.
I mean, I remember, yeah, I don't know. I don't think we are. I don't think we're cool enough, man. No, but
I did extreme sports. Like, what are we? What am I gonna do?
I think we are cool enough, and I think we're very lucky. Our age group, Clint, like the 40-year-olds, because if you think about, I think about it a lot. Actually, we were the ones that, you know, we remember pre-smartphone, pre-cell phone. We have all of that experience. Plus, we kind of were raised. I wasn't a big computer person, but if you were, like, you know, you had AOL and you moved up, so you are in both worlds, and you know both lives, because it is so fucking different, dude. I can't stop thinking about life before a smartphone and life after a smartphone, or life before social media and life after. It's an interesting thing. Like, I don't know. I think about it all the time.
So much easier to get away with stuff.
Oh my God. Yeah. With anything. I mean,
anything.
Dude, it's like, you know, just remember, like, it is really crazy. The change from like us in high school to college, or I think obviously social media was a big one, but like I was on the way to work today. Every once in a while, I just don't listen to podcasts. Right? I just listen to a straight up FM New Jersey radio station. Every once in a while on the way to work, I do.
They're more hardcore than fucking
internet
radio and shit. A lot of times,
Yeah.
I was driving. I was listening, and I was like, I forget what's, you know, some public access station or some shit like that, dude. And dude was spitting fucking fire.
Yeah, it's probably the same one. It's probably the same one. I know, it's crazy. And they talk a lot of shit. But this woman today was saying how she doesn't have a computer. She's like, all I have is one nice flat screen television. And I was like, it seems so, and she was so happy. She was like the happiest lady.
It depends on what you want to do.
But it seems so nice to me. I mean, maybe I'm romanticizing that.
But you could do it and then just be like, hey, Carrie, Clint, run the internet stuff, and then just not be on anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, if it wasn't for, that's basically how people see me, you know, is on the internet. As far as
my goal in life is to have a dumb house one day.
What the fuck does that mean?
I want a dumb house. It's I want my home to be dumb. What it means, everything is no smart.
Yeah.
Dude, have you tried to find a non-smart TV these days? I've thrown so many away. I've given so many to people. Like, I've got, you know, with all the sports bars I've opened and closed.
What do you mean, smart TVs or not smart TVs?
Try to find one that's not.
Yeah, nowadays they all.
There's actually some brand that found that little hole in the. It's so expensive, and I guess when you start researching it, it's actually cheaper with those chips and stuff, with all the streaming stuff. I fucking, once again, I'm an idiot. But
because they run it through like computer
I guess
instead of actually making it work like a TV or something.
Probably, right? I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, that's what at least they tell you. That's why it's more money. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
You got tubes in there, motherfucker. What are you doing?
trying to find like something that's not connected. You know, everything's fucking connected, and it's like, okay, we can go tinfoil hat, which is fun, and I love it. That's what we do. You know, you could say that no matter what, you're always being recorded or listened to. Right, but then forget even that. Or we can go even more tinfoil hat, and this is even more of what I'm worried about. It's just all the fucking radiation, the shit that's everywhere, just bouncing, and all these wireless signals that are flying through our heads and hearts. That we put a phone next to us here, and our heart is definitely electromagnetically charged. We give out this stuff is messing with us. It is.
Interfering.
It's interfering, man. It's interfering. And, I was a big person that never slept with the phone next to me. Mm. And I don't know why, but the last 3 or 4 months, I have to go to sleep, like, with my phone, like, listening to shit, which I've never done, but now I do. And I fall asleep with it, and I don't feel as refreshed. Like, I know I need to stop doing that. Yeah. But I'm, like, kind of hooked. Yeah. But I know all these products that I've even thought about trying to make that you put in bags to drop. They're all out there now, and you can get them. But I think I know that we're some kind of computer. We're some kind of we are some. We don't even know what the fuck we are. But I know that these things are messing with us. I feel different from it. What about you, Clint? I know you're a you like to go out in the outdoors a lot, right?
Yeah.
You're in the outdoors way more than I am.
Yeah.
Don't you feel like
I don't know that I ever equated it to that. I think I just equated it to being out in nature, but I mean that raises a good point that maybe some of it is just because there's not so much going on around me.
I think so, man. When you're in a place where there's no signal, like there's this one cabin I used to go to in Vermont. I would love to go back there this year.
You do kind of, now that I think about it.
Different feel.
You feel upset because you can't connect anybody. No.
Dude, it's a more peaceful sleep. Like when you sleep better. I don't know.
That is weird. I think you're right. I think you do sleep better when it's like.
Dude, you sleep out in the middle of the woods with no connection, no phone. It's a better sleep. You sleep by the ocean. Like we used to chill in this surf town in Dominican Republic for years. And
no big deal.
No, it was no big, dude. It's cheap as fuck. It was like I was helping this guy open up a bar, and he would send us out there. It was so cheap, and it was this little bay where the winds were perfect. So it was like known for kite surfing. So there's a lot of like surfers, and it's called Cabarete. It's an amazing town. Cabarete. It's funny, man, because I'll sidetrack for a minute. So this is back when we had flip phones, right? Only flip phones. To communicate, internet. You had to go to this little like internet cafe to email. You had to email. Like I remember calling my mom. I was there on Mother's Day. You had to like use their little booth, right? You didn't have the smartphone yet. Oh shit, where was I going with this? No,
you slept better.
We did sleep way better. You slept so much better, but that's not what I was gonna say. Fuck. I messed it up. But anyway, it was an awesome place. Oh, I was going to tell you a funny story to the sidetrack. Okay. So, nobody speaks English there. There are people that, for some reason, a lot of Germans hung out there. So, you would see, like lighter-skinned people. Mm-hmm. And so, but nobody ever spoke English, right? And everyone travels, like your cabs are mopeds, mm-hmm. right? And there's no Uber. Like I said, there's no smartphone or anything. And I had to get to, like, where I was helping out. And I couldn't walk, and the only way is to get on the back of a moped. And I was like freaking out, and I was on my phone being like a bitch about it. I'm like, I don't want to do this, man. Come on, can someone just please send a car?
Just a regular moped? Not like one of those 3-wheeler ones?
No, moped, motorcycle, like almost some more motorcycles.
Yeah, but you gotta have a cart in the back, or you just had to sit on
No, you have to hug the person. No, you have to hug the person, right?
That's hilarious.
100% you gotta hug the person. So I was on the phone with my buddy, and I'm like, actually on the phone with Joe. Remember Joe we did an episode with?
Yeah.
Way back. So
are we allowed to talk about that one?
I think we're allowed to talk about that guy. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, dude, and he's like, you got to get back here. He was the guy opening the bar. And I'm being a baby. And I was being more open because I didn't think anyone could speak English. And all of a sudden, some chick is smoking a cigarette. She's like, "Stop being a little fucking bitch and get on the moped." And I was like, "Oh shit." I didn't think anyone could understand anything I was saying. I was being a little bitch. And she's like, "Just get on it." She's like, "That's what we all do around here. You just have to go a mile up the road." So I hugged some dude and she was a Canadian chick that worked at the surf shop there. But she really shamed me into being a little baby, and I got on. But damn, man, my point is back then, you had enough connection to get on. You get online. There was definitely no social media, but you get online, either send an email or they had these little that was the business. It was a little cafe with these little booths. And you'd make your phone calls or use your computer if you want to send an email. And some of the best sleeps of my life, man, were in the little huts on those beaches. Yeah. And I really believe it has to do with even when I go into Vermont or I go to anywhere in the mountains where there's not much service, I feel so much better. I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's something to do with all that bullshit. So I would love, my dream someday is to have a dumb house.
Yeah, a cabin somewhere. It's the polite way to say it. How about a tiny house?
Yeah. Well, the problem is a lot of these tiny houses, whatever, are so high tech. A lot of them are.
I want to I would like to have solar, but I would like to have, I was going to try and do it in Texas, build a container house. Yeah. 2 containers.
Yeah, me too.
And then I was thinking about even if you could do dirt on top and grow, one, it would keep it cool, but you could grow a garden on top. Mm-hmm. And then you could collect the water. So the rain would go through your fucking garden, get filtered, then go down the drainage system and be collected, and then you could use your rainwater, which obviously is not that much in Austin. But
have you ever seen earth ships? Mm-mm. So they have these things called earth ships. They're kind of similar. Sometimes they're made of containers. Uh-huh. They're really cool, man. And sometimes they're built. They're basically a sustainable home. You should look into them. They're really cool. There's a community of them in Utah, I think, where they have a full community. But they're
I can have several wives too.
Yeah, you could live it. You could recycle your water and recycle your or have quite a few wives. Yeah, you're right. That's nice.
Shit, yeah.
But yeah, these are earth ships. They're really cool, man.
Earth ships. Obviously, not a hippie made them.
No, definitely not. But yeah, they're built a lot of times into the ground, so that you said keeping things cool. Everything is just everything. Some of them, like I said, are very high tech. So
keeps it cool or warm.
Yes,
comparably.
Yes, they do. They're fully. They're real. I never actually was in one. I did tons of research on them. I should have done that. I've always wanted to go visit one. What happened?
Shut off.
Oh, that's all right. So yeah, I mean those are really cool. And then, but once again, why did we drop the ball at fiber optics?
Why did we drop the ball with electric cars? What are fiber optics? What are you talking about?
Fiber optic, you don't remember when we were young, everything was about fiber optics, and then it went wireless. I mean, they were laying that shit across the ocean, and it was the fastest phone calls, clearest technology, and everything was clear and crisp, and it was just through the fiber optic technology, which I think still is better. I don't know. We need somebody who knows about tech, but it's not all that wireless. The wireless shit freaks me out, man. It really does. The wireless stuff freaks me out, and it's if you have all of this wireless technology. Right, all images are getting sent through the air, and files are getting sent through the air. Kind of goes what else? What else can we not see? It's a whole psychedelic type thing. We were talking about this.
So
weekend.
then, what doesn't that mean? Don't you feel like Tesla's deal then seems more plausible now that we fucking send videos through the air?
Yeah, about harnessing the energy from the app, Yeah, for sure. I don't know, man. I'm way too stupid to talk about this. I'm sorry, anybody that's listening. I'm way.
Well, I mean, my point is just that now you're oh, that does seem plausible. Before, if you asked me if you could send electricity like that, I'd be like, no. But now we totally send videos.
Yeah.
So my point is that I feel like you could probably do it. I'm not a scientist. I don't get it. But,
it could definitely be done.
That's how I feel.
I mean, the other thing, Clint, is like, you were saying about electric cars. I do think electric cars are going to take off, but I don't think we're really. It's just it's a typical human solution. It's a fucking Band-Aid.
But
it's a Band-Aid, dude.
But my point is that they had electric cars in the 1900s and like electric mopeds or whatever. And then they killed it off, and now everybody's like, we're geniuses. We're going to make fucking electric cars.
We're going to name Tesla after the guy that fucking came up with all this shit.
Exactly.
But there was hydrogen, like, right? I mean, our not hydrogen. There was ways to power engines with water, right? I've seen that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that got totally...
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I mean, I don't know that much about it, but I'm pretty sure that you're correct.
Yeah.
Well, like basically it's a newer version of steam, kind of,
yeah.
I think.
Like, what's up with steam? You know way more about this kind of stuff. Like, why do we stop using that? That seems pretty fucking...
Yeah, exactly. And you just burn like coal or whatever.
Okay.
I mean, we kind of abandoned the rail system for a lot of stuff, at least over here, right? Like how much shit comes by train here? Not very much. Out west, they still use it, but I think just like anything else, somebody else with money owns some other way to ship shit, and
just
then now
shut
it became,
down, man.
Yeah.
Shut it down. Like, I'm sorry if we brought this up, but it just pisses me off. Like, two technologies piss me off: tires and batteries. Because you're telling me, obviously, I get the whole business thing. You got it. But, like, we shouldn't have to ever change tires in this fucking day and age.
Why would you think they could come up with a rubber that was...
Maybe it's not rubber.
Well, material that was tacky enough that you didn't just slide off of the road, but was hard enough to not wear out. Like, I think there's a fine line there as far as... Yeah.
I mean, you would know this better than me, but... To me, I don't know. I guess if you could make vests that could handle fucking giant machine, I don't know. I guess maybe there's more thought to it because you know more about cars and things like that. But.
Yeah, I think it's friction and stuff like that. You can't get around physics, and you need something that's So in dirt bikes, you would run a hard tire with further spread apart knobs for sand. But as soon as you take those tires that are made for sand and stuff like that onto hard pack tracks, you just rip the knobs right off them because they're too hard.
Oh.
So like...
See? That's what I'm saying. Don't listen to me. I'm so stupid. I'm dumb.
Yeah, compounds are hard to do. You would hope that they could, but some shit, I guess... Maybe you can't. Maybe I'm dumb. Maybe we're both dumb. Maybe you're right and I'm dumb. Like, I don't know.
I just feel like the name of the game with anything nowadays
super compound
is to make things like
wear out
even 100%. More. And that's such like people should be in an uproar over that shit. Everyone is upset about gas and all these different things and environment. You know, we should be in an uproar. We should be in an uproar that we have to you buy appliances and in 5 to 8 years you're throwing them away. That's ridiculous, dude. When I was a kid in my grandparents' house, they had the same fucking refrigerator from when I was 8 until we had to clean out their house when they passed away.
Yeah,
when they were
my
80.
parents have a toaster that's probably older than I am.
That's amazing. You can't buy a toaster like that today.
Fuck no.
You can't.
If you got 4 years out of it, you'd be stoked.
Dude, that's. I think there is a market for that.
It's all thinner and it's all.
I think there's a market.
How do you convince the people to buy this one because you're going to keep it for longer? I mean, we don't even. I mean, I guess you're not given the choice.
We're not given the choice, man.
Between American goods that may last longer and Chinese goods that are
okay. So you have that, sure, but then you have these high end. I don't want to use this brand, but like something like a Viking stove that all like the rich people get in their homes, right? Mm-hmm. Viking. If you know anyone who has a Viking stove, they have fucking people repairing that shit. It's not. It just costs more money. Right. It just costs more money, but it's not. Like, I really believe there's a market for fucking shit. Like, and it's not. I get it, tech, but something like an oven. I'm a cook, right? Something like an oven. Like when I go to buy a new oven for a restaurant, I look for the least amount of tech. I want on, off, regulate my heat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Because the second you start putting boards and computers and all that shit, it goes. And then it's lots of money to replace, and then you have to find the right person that knows how to program, like all that shit. It's like
I feel like
time and place.
A bunch of electronics on something that gets really hot is probably fucking not the best idea.
Probably not the best fucking idea. I have to agree with you with that. Like, I get so aggravated with that kind of shit.
So I was thinking the other day that they really are working all this shit backwards, right? Like, instead of making the minimum wage higher, how about we, make goods cheaper and not necessarily overseas, like in the United States, like maybe make them last longer, stuff like that, and handle inflation. Why do we have inflation? Like, does that make any fucking sense? What is going on with that? The other thing that we're working backwards on, like, is the Tesla model of, so instead of giving people a like a minimum income or something, or like a universal basic income.
Yes.
Instead of coming up with this money to give to the people, how about they like own the electric companies and give the electric away like fucking Tesla wanted to do? Like, figure that out, put it together. Or how about all the money? I'm sure the electric companies make profit, billions and billions of dollars. Why doesn't that just go back into the system? You know what I mean? If it was, and obviously I don't want the government to run anything.
Yeah, that's where you
but it is a catch-22. But my point is, it should be just, if you want to do that, like, take care of the electric, take care of stuff like that, and take care of the hospitals. Don't make the hospitals for profit. The hospitals kind of, and again, now they can dictate, and then I guess you would have private hospital and government hospital at that point, but so you could get surgeries that they didn't want to give you done. But my point is that if it was taken care of, if the government owned the hospital and every time you visited them, they incurred a fee, which made that budget go up, they're actually going to try to fucking fix you so that they don't have to keep seeing you. Right now, the model is the more that you go to the doctor, the more money they make.
Dude, the whole fucking system is broken on every level.
Stupid.
When you look at every, yeah. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I remember there used to be a meme going around about China, or I think it was China. I don't know. But saying how, and I don't know if it's true, but one of these Asian countries, I'm sorry, it's not China. Fuck.
One of these Asian countries?
No, but
what the fuck does that mean?
It's very amazing. It's saying how doctors only get paid
when they fix people.
No, you pay them. Like, you pay a doctor. Now, I don't know if it's true. I remember just seeing on the internet a while ago that you always pay your doctor and you stop paying them once you're sick. You know what I mean? It's just, and that kind of makes sense because they want to keep you healthy.
Right.
You know?
So the longer you're sick,
where our system is complete opposite.
Yeah.
It's like create problems.
Yeah.
Just keep,
it's just like the police system.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Did you hear about in New Jersey what's going on?
No.
And I got into an argument the other day, and I'm like, and I even said to the guys, I go,
oh, hold on, before we get into this, I had another point on the free electric.
Yeah.
If they're really trying to encourage people to go green, giving people free electric, then encourage them when you're going to buy. If you know that you get free electric everywhere, what the fuck is the next car you're buying? Electric car. Because you can charge it at your house. You can go wherever, charge it. It's going to be free to drive around after that. How much more fucking incentive do you want to make people go green?
Yeah, I don't know how much I agree with the electric car and everything. They're cool.
But my point
but I know what you're saying.
It would
incentivize
it if that's what they're trying to push.
It's an incentive, just like I just said about keeping, and I don't know if that's true or not. If so, any of the listeners want to correct us if they know which country I'm speaking about, and I'll look it up later.
It's got to be Japan. Japan's the only one that's forward thinking enough to do that.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know, but
bro, The other ones are still operating like it was 1,500
Yeah,
years
I'm going
ago.
to say I made a mistake saying China from those videos we watched.
Not China.
Where they were like, locking people in their homes, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go on a limb and say it probably wasn't that one.
Yeah, China doesn't give a fuck.
But anyway, so in New Jersey, right? So you say about law enforcement, right? So New Jersey just passed something where it blows my mind, but I kind of get it, I think. So if you're underage, if you're under 18, yeah, if you're underage, if you're under 18 and you get caught with an open container in your car and smoking weed or like you're smoking a blunt and you have a beer in your front seat, and you get a written warning, and they're not allowed to tell your parents.
Oh, that was the new thing. Yeah, I did hear that.
So,
Yo.
and
That's a fucking terrible idea because the only reason I didn't do half the shit was because my parents would have found out.
yes, exactly, especially when you're young.
So now you've just eliminated the only this makes zero sense because who was supposed to be the guiding force in a kid's life?
Their parents, of course, but here's the
Tell me the but.
No, well, here's the but, because I was on the other side of this, and I got like destroyed in this local store where I know everyone, and they were talking about it, and I said, well, because that's what the media is telling you, but the whole thing was, the whole reason, at least what I got from it, was they're not allowed to just randomly search your car. And anybody from New Jersey, or maybe anywhere in the world, but definitely New Jersey, when we were kids, if you got pulled over, your car was getting searched, ripped apart. You got pulled over, and you were... So I think what really the intentions was they didn't want to give. They were taking a little power away from these police officers to just, they can't search your car. That was the real point of it. They're not allowed to search your car that's not probable cause anymore. But it got a little extreme.
I mean, this is like the stimulus. What the fuck does not telling the parents have to do with searching their car?
Exactly. Now you're starting to put stupid shit in there, get everyone going, and that's the hot topic, the hot talking point. But the whole thing was to not give probable cause to search your car. And I kind of do agree with that, because they literally...
I agree with that, but why is the other part in there?
Well, even the drinking part. Like, no, you should not be drinking your fucking car.
You're underage, drinking in a car.
Yeah, I mean, you're breaking laws. That's ridiculous. And I think you're giving kids that were already talking so that they don't have enough responsibility these days and everything. And now it's like...
Well, now drunk
and just,
exactly, and the type of kid that would be high and drunk at an underage, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
probably needs to be reprimanded a little bit so that they
don't agree with it. But we have this big problem now with law enforcement, right? Where I see what they're doing, but we also created this a while ago. We created this problem a while ago by. There's a lot of problems, man. And I do feel in my heart that we're gonna have a couple of years in this country. They're gonna be amazing. I really do. I think because of this lockdown, this pent up thing, cancel culture, all the bullshit that's been going on for the last couple of years.
There's got to be a rebound, right?
Yeah, I really do. But
I think going out wise, coronavirus wise, there's definitely going to be a rebound because we've seen that already a little bit, and I bet you every shore house, everything else is going to be booked the fuck up this summer. Yeah, you better book your shit now.
That 100%, because I start apparently like plane tickets are through the, which that's fucked up, but the plane tickets are through the roof. You can't get
gas is up, baby.
But people want to go out, right? They don't want to. I think we're pushing back against all this shit. But at the end of the day, there's still a bunch of problems that were started that we are just putting Band-Aids on and not getting to the root of the problem. And that's going to take a long time. Yeah, man, that's what we do.
That's what we do.
But how long, Clint, how long before how long can you keep doing that? I mean, just think about our dollar. How long can we keep pumping fucking money before we need a wheelbarrow to buy a loaf of bread?
This is what we're doing with everything, all right? If it were a car that you were having issues with and you're like driving the car and you're like, oh, it's making this funny noise. So you take it to a mechanic and the mechanic's like, what's up? And he's like, you're like, when I drive it, it makes this noise. And he's like, just turns the radio up for you.
That's what I love that.
There you go.
I love
the
that.
Fucking sound is gone until, you know what I mean? You don't have a wheel and then you're fucking whatever.
Dude, that is a great that is literally what we do.
Everything medicine.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got? Something here? This'll your elbow won't hurt.
You got a pimple? Take this medicine. Your pimple will go away.
Yeah.
You might hear voices the next day.
In 4 or 5 days, your pimple will go away. Oh, and about the time that normally a pimple will go away? Got it.
And now you have voices in your ear telling you to blow your fucking head off.
Yeah. Dude, I haven't done that joke in a long time, but the whole... the antidepressant, and then they're like, add this other one to it. And I'm like...
Oh, the antidepressant?
I'm like... What the fuck sense does that make? Were you just going to add another one to the other one?
Yeah, if this one doesn't work, you got to take this one.
And then they're like, and the side effect is you may want to commit suicide. And I'm like, you're already depressed from the first fucking one. Why wouldn't you get off the first one? Here's what kind of logic is this? Instead of if you are taking an antidepressant because you're depressed and then you want to kill yourself on it, add another one to that because that might... What the fuck? Dude. Maybe I feel like I'm slow or something because I can't understand.
I mean, we might be a little slow, but it is
that one. I feel like
it's clown world, dude.
I'm not that far off on.
It's clown world, and the bottom line is like I was saying about the electronics and shit. It's just my gut. It's my gut, and a lot of times my gut is right. And people like trust your fucking gut. I can't say it over and over, and there's something to that. Like when they say trust your gut, there's a lot going on in your gut that we don't even understand, and
That's
it's like
God.
Hey, could be, but we
you
say it
can't
all the time.
tell me that when people pray or whatever and they feel that warmth, it's not the exact same warmth that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean you trust your
It's the feeling of being like happy. That's what you're supposed to go by. If you have a feeling right in your stomach where you're like, ooh,
yeah,
you're like, don't do that.
Yeah, and if you do, most of the time something fucked up happens, and that's what I'm saying about the electronics. Like I feel, but it's to the point now where I feel like I almost, and I know it's not a crazy person, but I almost feel like I could see the fields and stuff when I get into deep meditation. I could like almost see that,
or DMT,
or DMT or something. I could see. I've done that before. I forget which one I was on, but I actually saw all of the what's the word? Not energy, data. Like I was seeing all the data from the houses,
like the Matrix.
Kind of like I could hear it and I could see all like the ones and zeros coming out of houses and going to connecting, and I saw it all.
Sounds like the Matrix.
Yeah, I guess it would be like the Matrix, but yeah.
I didn't really watch the Matrix,
and we got to rewatch. I got to rewatch that, and it's been a while, but I do need to rewatch that because I think it would be watching it with a new set of eyes, especially the last couple of years.
And a retrospective eye as well.
Yes.
That's something we should do for this. We should not play the movie, but we could sit there with mics and just watch the movie and comment on it and let everybody know when it starts. You know what I mean?
Would love to watch that with you guys, yeah.
Be like, whatever the third roar of the lion is now.
Yeah, you could do almost like what they do with the fight. Well, I don't think he does them anymore, but he used to do the fight companions.
Yeah,
and he would show
exactly.
like the times stamps or whatever. Yeah, when I say he, Joe Rogan, we could do that.
Listen, I copied him a bunch. I did race companions and shit like that.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Just to switch gears real quick, I just want to say, if anyone's still listening, we wanted to do. We just want to get back to regularity, guys. I do have some guests lined up, even though I really enjoy just having these conversations with Clint, and it does seem that a lot of the listeners enjoy these too. I really do. I'm excited to be back in comedy. It seems comedy is back. I'm really, really excited for March 20th. We have the comedians on the compound with a crazy lineup. I already know of some surprise guests that are going to be dropping in. 2 shows. The first one is either sold out or right there. We just added the second show. But all your favorite comedians and a lot of their friends from Compound Media, they've always been great to us, will be there, and I'm really, really excited. We have a ton of amazing shows lined up.
Anthony's actually coming.
Anthony will be here. Yeah.
I've never actually. He's never been here. I don't think. Yeah.
No, it's a big deal.
Yeah,
it's kind of a big deal for me.
That's when I seen the poster. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. For me, this is honestly, I still can't believe it's happening. But hey, it's gonna be so much fun. I'm excited. We have a lot of other shows that we'll be announcing. It felt so great to just be back to normal. I can't thank Sam enough for flying across the country just to really just to support the dojo. I mean, he's a partner here, but just to support and he made so many people happy. So many people were just, the swarm came in full effect. The Cash Daddy fans were here. We had so much fun. I can't wait to keep doing more of this. I think in the next couple of days, if you guys go to tiffscomedy.com, and I have all the info, the dojoofcomedy.com. If you go to that soon, you'll be able to see all the lineups because we're booked up until May or almost June. But we have a lot of fun shows. Finally, my dream when we started this was for a place where comics would just show up unannounced, and it's starting to happen. And it's just so cool. I'm so excited to see a lot of the local comics. We have a culture here, guys, of young, not even young, just up and coming comics, or maybe even comics that were around years ago but never really got their big break. We got a lot of those guys and girls hanging around here, and it's just so much fun. And if anybody ever comes out to the dojo, don't be a stranger. I had tons of Tommy G's 4 Deep fans, a bunch of the Swarm, come and pull me aside and just say hello, guys. I love to talk to anybody that comes out. Clint, we really run the shows here. So if you ever want to come out and hang out, we have tons of fun. The club has been on fire. We've had, like I said, I can't announce all the shows right now, but keep watching because we have some fun stuff. We have a lot of fun podcast things going on too. After one of the shows, we came upstairs and we brought a couple of the well, I gave that away. But anyway, went to the studio and we brought a couple of the fans with us, and that was really cool. We had them in studio with us, and I like to really figure that out and get that going. We do some live podcasts. It just feels good to be back. This was a very spontaneous type thing. We didn't come planned. We just came to kind of just talk today and just reconnect with you guys. I am so grateful for any of you people that listen. I really am. I just want to say thank you so much because I was very close to quitting. I was really, really close to quitting. But I got to thank Clint for getting on my ass to keep doing this. And I just want to thank anybody that listens to this thing, man.
How many people, I would imagine last weekend then, with the amount of people that came through that knew who we were, that was ridiculous.
It's weird, but it's cool.
One guy, I guess, after I went up, he was like, "Oh shit, you're on the podcast too." And I was like, "Yeah," and then
heard your voice or something.
Yeah, he was like, "I didn't know what you looked like. It didn't look you up or anything. That'd be weird."
Well, but that good. You know what, man? But that's cool because I really do feel like you guys are just our friends. I can't call you guys fans. You're not our fans. I was telling Sam, I feel like I'm just a set, like they used to say in the gangs. Like I'm just a set of the Swarm, and I'm actually gonna go on it. I'm gonna talk about that. But I'm the psychedelic Swarm, and all you psychedelic Swarm, I love all of you, and I've become friends with quite a bunch of you guys and girls, and I love it. And I'm gonna get back into podcasting. I'm definitely I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. We've been working hard, and I am tired, and I hope someday. That I can do this more as a full-time thing. But I also came up with some things that I'm going to work on the next couple of days about actually getting not a staff, but some people to help Clint and I. So that will help with more shows, and because we do everything, guys. So, and we both have full-time jobs. So I do want to keep giving you guys content for sure. Clint's got a bunch of cool shows on our freethinker.tv that he's putting out, and we did have a little bit of a break because we had to get the club up and running because first thing, at least for my and for Clint too, is comedy's
plus
first.
Snow.
And a lot of snow.
Friggin' so I plow, so I was just
lots of
slam there for about 2 weeks.
Lots of snow, but also comedy does have to come first, and it was time to start getting comedy back. It's a lot of work for us to get these shows up and all that stuff, but I think we're back regularly. We have tons of comics and other people coming through, so we'll be able to have more shows. We'll do a lot more of the no carnival parkings, which are a lot of fun. I'm in and out of that. Clint's in and out of that, and then you'll just meet all of the crazy crew of the clan, all the different fun people that pass through this place. I just, like I said, we're gonna cut this one short. I just want to say thank you so much. We'll be back next week. Once again, thank you to Sam Tripoli. Thank you to Gino Bisconte. Thank you to Jim Florentine and everybody else that made this weekend possible, or last weekend possible. Come out to Compound, guys. Comedians at the Compound. We have a few tickets left. Come out. We're going to have so much fun. I want to see you guys all there. I guess that's it. Until next week. Love you guys.
Yep, that's it. Thanks.